A friend of mine who receives astrology readings from me was gracious enough to do my numerology, which I will speak a little bit about how her system of numerology was so precise and matched what I know of astrology. I was truly amazed. So I thought, in exchange for that incredible gift that Tami gave to me, that I would give you the chakras and numbers, the mandala colors of the planets. So if you just tune in for a moment and think of your favorite colors, what color do you need to wear or see that most resonates with your body? Also think about, like, if you were to describe yourself as a color, what would that color be? Now, in addition to that, what is your favorite number? What is the number that you always want to put in your code or play the lottery with, or whatever number that you really resonate with? So just think about that for a moment. What's your number? Okay. And what I find interesting is that you already know your colors and your numbers. But I'm going to show you the system that I've been practicing for years and years, and I don't usually offer in my astrology session, but if you want to do this system with me, we can do your name, numerology, and also the chakra colors and the most prominent numbers of your chart. So my most prominent color, as you can see, is green. So I tend to really resonate with green. But my number, I would say, is a 9. If I'm going to choose any number, 9 is my vibration. And 9 is the number that you add for my sun at 18 degrees. 1 plus 8 is a 9. Now for me, I always resonate with that number. And we'll find out what planet that is soon enough. But start to notice the correlation between the numbers in your chart. So for instance, the ascendant degree for me is 29 degrees Libra. So we add 2 plus 9 is 11, 1 plus 1 is a 2, and that's the number of the moon. So the colors of the moon I also resonate with, and I'm going to show you those colors. Then there's another system in which you use the letters of your name. And I've had 3 different names in my lifetime, so I'm going to show you how I work those out. So I have had, my birth name was Laura Marie, and I've had a married name, Laura Marie Scheibel, and then in 1999, I changed it to Lalita Marie Caroli. But what you can see, interestingly, is I already told you 9 is my number. And for the letters, each letter has a number. And then you add up, for instance, how many 9s that you have. So whether I'm Laura Marie Scheibel, which was my married name, I was a 9. Or if I'm Lalita Marie Caroli, I'm also a 9. Isn't that interesting? So that's a system that you can do in addition to astrology to find out what planet you're resonating with. Number 9 is a very particular planet. Okay. The other thing that I developed from those numerological data in your name and your birth chart are your fate cycles. So my fate cycle here for Lalita, I'm reaching this point at 49 years old between a very high rhythm at 45, a very low rhythm at 54, and I'm just about at this mean place of evening out right now. So that's something you can also find out about your life. In this person's chart, I wrote, this is when he met Maharaji, Neem Karoli Baba. This is when he married his first wife. This is when he met me. I mean, there's different things that you can find out that when you hit your mean, there's usually a change before you go down into that dip, and some big thing is going to happen, which interestingly is what Tami told me, that I'm in this phase right now where I'm going to start reaching a peak of my work probably when I hit that mean about this summer. So that's an interesting thing. Now that I've given you some background, I want to show you the chakra mandalas of the planets. So this is the sun. And I used to draw these. So about 20 years ago, I just painted. This is my wizard room where my children and I do paintings. The sun is the number 1. So for instance, my birthday is 12/10. So my personality number would be a 1, and that is the sun. King-like, kind, royal, disciplined, authoritative, strong, and original. The day is Sunday, the time of the day is noon, the season is summer, the direction is east, the territory is mountains, the element is fire, the metal is gold, the color is gold and orange. It rules the part of the body that is the bones. The psyche is an ambivert. The nature is purposeful. The character is king-like. The behavior is assertive. The coping style, harsh. The outlook, open to modern ideas. The karmic lesson being a renunciant, which I know I have been in many lifetimes. And the profession is the department head or the administrator, which I think is quite funny. But king-like, so that's my personality number. So with your birthday, so say you were born on the 12th, that's a 1 plus a 2, you would be a 3 in a personality number, okay? That's the personality number, which is different from the destiny number, which you get from the addition of all of your numbers. So 12, 10, 1969. If I add all of those numbers together, I actually get a 2 as a destiny number. So let me show you the 2. The 2 is the moon. And these are the colors and the mandala for the moon. So this is my destiny number. If you add all of your numbers across, like your birthday, your birth month, the birth year, you get your destiny number. So the destiny number in my numerological system is the moon. Queen-like, royal, attractive, ever-changing, and delicate. The number is 2. The gender is feminine. The day is Monday. The time of the day is in the late afternoon. The season is also summer. The direction is southwest. The territory is water. The element is water. The gem is a pearl. Oh gosh, I love pearls too. So wearing pearls would be very good for me. The metal is silver, which I tend to like silver and pearls. The color is white and light blue. The element of the body is our blood. The psyche is the ambivert. The nature is purposeful. The character is queen-like. The behavior is non-committal. The coping style is appeasing. The outlook is devotional. The karmic lesson is being balanced, and the profession is a diplomat or a teacher. So that's my destiny number. And again, to get your destiny, you have to add all your numbers across to find out which planet you resonate with for a destiny number. Now, number 3, which is the numerology for, say, someone who was born on like the 12th or the 3rd, obviously. If you add your numbers together and you come up with a 3, this is your personality number, Jupiter, number 3. This is the spiritual planet in our solar system. So counseling, friendly, disciplined, I would also say incredibly expansive. The number is 3. Gender is masculine. The day is Thursday. The time of the day is dawn. The season is Indian summer. Direction is northeast. Territory is the mountains, the springs, the rivers. The element is ether. The gem is yellow sapphire and topaz. The metal is gold. The color is yellow. The element of the body is the brain. The psyche is an extrovert. The nature is purposeful. The character is prime minister-like. The behavior is optimistic. The coping style is judicious. Outlook is giving new meaning to old values. Karmic lesson is serving selflessly. The profession is the scientist or the actor, which is interesting for me because we're a combination of all of these things. So depending on where it is in your chart is how much of an actor you are. But Jupiter happens to be conjunct my ascendant within minutes. So that whole spiritual counseling thing, and my definitely favorite season is Indian summer. So you're a bit of all of this. And if your destiny number is Jupiter, then you have something that you're moving towards that is like Jupiter. And this group, this numerological mandala was developed in 1955, so I'm not sure you can even get it anymore. But Peter Weltverd, which is a German name, developed this from Harish Johari's numerology system, which is a book called Numerology by Harish Johari. So if you want to look that up. Now, number 4 is a mandala that resembles Uranus. So if you have a personality of a 4, born on, say, the 13th or the 4th, this is the number that resembles your personality. Now, Uranus also is in my first house. So I tend to have this as my character and my person too, but it has nothing to do with my numerology. But again, we're a little bit of everything. So depending on where it is in your chart, it's either personal, if it's in your first house, or it's impersonal because it's one of those outer planets. Uranus is considered a transpersonal, generational planet. But if it's near and dear to you because it's your personality number or it's in your first house of self, you tend to be rebellious, also flipping the script on everything, acting like the fool, causing other people to question everything. One thing that I learned from Barry Long, who was one of my favorite teachers about making love, he said the only problem on earth is the love between man and woman. There are no other problems on earth. And I would agree with that after years and years of spiritual counseling and doing astrology for people. He said basically flip the script on anything that the humans believe, and whatever the reverse of that is probably true. So many of us during this last bit of the Kali Yuga, the Dark Age, are needing to flip the script on absolutely everything that we believe. And when you flip the script, we find that the other thing that we've been told, underneath that, get down underneath that and you'll see the truth. So that's what Uranus does. Its number is 4, its gender is neutral, its day, I don't really correspond Uranus to a day because it's not one of the inner 7 planets, so I'm not going to go there. But the time of the day is sunrise, the season is winter, the direction is southeast. There is no territory for Rahu. Why? One of the things about Uranus, also known as Rahu, is they tend to be wanderers. Tommy told me that my ultimate numerological number was a 22, and a 2 and a 2 is a 4. Which resembles Uranus. They have nothing. They're like the fool in the tarot card. They have to flip the script on everything, and they tend to not want to be attached to any system. They definitely can't work within the system. They're system busters, okay? So there is no territory for Rahu. They tend to be wherever they are, that's their home, and they're going to rebel on whatever place that they're living. Gem is hessonite, which is interesting. Color is gold, blue, and gray, which you can kind of see in this color. The psyche is ambivert. The nature is selfish. I would say that it's not selfish as much as it's rebellious. The character is also king-like. The behavior is antagonistic because it's got to break up systems, rebel. Coping style can be secretive. Not going to tell people what I'm going to be up to next because I'm going to surprise them, which is Uranus. Outlook is unconventional. Karmic lesson is learning to somehow be coherent. And the profession can be a technician or a planner. This is really interesting because in order to be a technician, you have to kind of like invent, which Uranus is very inventive also. Okay, so Uranus is number 4. Mercury is number 5. I love Mercury. Mercury's conjunct my moon exactly. You can see the greens are some of my favorite colors. I really love green of Gaia, our golden planet of green intelligence. 5 number Mercury. So again, if you were born on the 5th or the day that you were born adds up to a 5 somehow, that's your personality number. Your destiny number is that you add the day, the month, and the year together and get a total of that with the digits of 1 through 9, and you'll get your destiny number. But this number 5, gender neutral, Mercury's gender neutral, absolutely. In astrology, it can be going towards masculine, going towards feminine, depending on whether it's a day or a night chart and what sect it's in. Time of day is dawn, season is winter, direction is north, the territory is the forest, element is earth, gem is emerald, metal is gold. A lot of these say their metal is gold, and I'm not really jiving with that. So you can go back to my astrology videos at Galactic Shaman Astrologers, or on my YouTube channel here at Lalita Karoli. There is a video on Mercury. Watch that video too. The body part is the skin. The psyche is an introvert, which is interesting. I think Mercury can be introverted or extroverted depending on what sign it's in, because Mercury loves to communicate and express, particularly if it's in Gemini. The character is princely, the behavior is childish, the coping style is secretive, the outlook is materialistic. Yeah, like Geminis love their stuff, that's for sure. They like to get a lot of stuff because they're curious about things. The karmic lesson is practicing sobriety. And that, I think, goes more with Mercury as the ruler of Virgo, where they're kind of like meticulous and organized and sober about their materialism. Profession is interesting, like a businessman or a banker. These are not really like golden age professions, but Mercury is also a scribe, a thinker, also inventive, communicator, a messenger, a great public speaker if your Mercury's in good condition or this is your personality number. Okay? And then I'm missing a card, which is Venus, so I'll tell you about Venus. Venus's colors of like pink, white, and blue, kind of like the moon. Her element is, her number is 6. She's love, she's loving, she's expression, she's socializing, she's endearing, she is everything about beauty and art and culture. Her number is 6, her gender is feminine, her day of the week is Friday, her season, I would say, is spring, like when Ishtar rises as a morning star. Her direction, I would say, is it would be southwest. Her metal, all the gems and all the metals are Venus's because she's Aphrodite, the goddess of all things that are beautiful. The element of the body of Venus, well, I would definitely say that she has to do with the throat because Taurus is the throat. Watch my videos on Venus to get more information about that because I don't have the card. Her psyche would be an ambivert. She loves to love. Her character would be the princess. Her behavior would be like a girl. Her coping style would be loving. Her outlook would be, she would be feeling. Her outlook would be feeling the feelings, Venus. Her karmic lesson would probably be to receive. Her profession would be anything to do with art or theater, music, expression, dance. She loves to create with color, with jewels, with gems. I have my gems all over here. Venus loves her precious stones. Venus loves her flowers and her springtime sunshine. So Venus is number 6. If that's prominent in your chart or the ruler of your ascendant, because you have a Taurus ascendant or a Libran ascendant, you do want to really get to know Venus. The next number is number 7, which is Neptune. Ketu is what it's called in the Vedic system. Mystical, dreamlike, intuitive, inventive. I would say fantasy, visionary, psychic. Neptune. Number is 7. Gender is neutral because this is a transpersonal planet. It's not within the first 7 planets, even though its number is 7. It's not really ascribed a day of the week. Its time of the day is sunset. The season is late winter. The direction is northwest. The territory for Neptune is definitely the ocean. The metal is white gold. The gem is cat's eye, so you can almost see those colors. It's white, light green, light blue, and a little bit of tan in there. Element is the nervous system. The psyche is the ambivert. The nature is active. The character is prime minister-like, which I wouldn't say so much. I would say that more like a prophet would be Neptune. Behavior is reflective and philosophic. Coping style, secretive, interesting. I would say Neptune would be illusory. Coping style would be like deep into the illusion. The karmic lesson is being practical, please. Get a little practical, you visionary fantasy maker. And profession is an artist or a filmmaker. And I would agree. So if 7 is your personality number or your destiny number, get to know Neptune. And then let's see, number 8 is definitely Saturn. Saturn, which is stationing this week. Oh, my Saturn, number 8. Wise, but also malefic, laborious, struggling, and suffering Saturn. The number 8 is, Saturn is actually masculine. Its day is Saturday, which is today. Time of the day is sunset. Season is late winter. Direction is west, definitely. Saturn is west. The place of death, the place of the ancestors, the place of old age. The territory is the plains. That's interesting. Yeah, like the desert plains or the upper Midwest, the vast nothingness. Element is air. The gem is a blue sapphire or an amethyst. The metal of Saturn. I would say that Mars is more like iron, but they have iron down here for Saturn too. Watch my videos on Saturn to get more about Saturn. You can purchase the video series at galacticshamanastrologers.net for $300 and be able to study your chart much better than these cards. I mean, these cards are something from 1955, but I wanted to give you the colors and the numbers, so beautiful on Saturn. So you see those purples and blues, black, dark blue, dark purple. Those are the colors of Saturn. Element of body is the nervous system. So Saturn is also like the bony structures and the nervous system together. So I've made some posts about Pluto and Saturn stationing this week on the South Node. Like, you know, they're really rough together, like with those two friends, who needs enemies? But if you're not letting go, Saturn will cause you to struggle, and Pluto, which is the planet that's stationing there, also will ruthlessly rip away anything, including your nervous system. or your bony structures. The nature of Saturn is inert. Oh, that's interesting. You all can figure out what that means. Inert. The character is servant-like. Remember, character, if you have a personality of an 8 or you have like Saturn conjunct your sun, you always feel like you're struggling. Oh yeah, that's Saturn. The behavior is sober. The coping style is secretive. The outlook is materialistic. Very interesting. Saturn likes also the god of agriculture, like get to work and get the food in. The karmic lesson is to be kind and forgiving. And the profession is either a servant or an executive. Ooh, very interesting on Saturn. Number 9 is Mars, and I showed you in my original grouping of my name numerology that 9 is my favorite number, and that's also my name numerology. And my sun is at 18 degrees, and 1 and 8 is a 9. Now, 9 is not my personality number or my destiny number. My personality is a 1, and my destiny number is a 2. But 9 plays very big in my name numerology and in the addition of my sun sign degree, which is a 9. So what's Mars? Mars is the first chakra. Mars is solid, it's safe, it's stable, it's courageous, it's rough, it's strong, it's rustic. It's also fighting to a certain amount. It's like the courage to stand up for yourself. It's the strength to have foundations about something. If you don't feel safe on planet Earth, if you're continually paranoid, if you're nervous and jerky that someone's going to get you, you need to get your 9 together, your Mars together. If you're continually like looking over your shoulder and going, oh my gosh, is someone following me? Are the police going to show up? Who's coming in the driveway? You need to get your Mars together, okay? So that's the number 9. Its gender is male. Its day is Tuesday or Mars Day. The time of the day is high noon. The season is summer. The direction is south. The territory, interestingly, are the mountains, the forests, the rivers, and the springs, all of which I love so much. The element is fire. The gem is coral. Yeah, so like I have a string of gems that is both white pearl and red coral together. So those work really good with my numbers, my numerology. The psyche, oh, let me get back to the metal is, well, it says it's copper, but I know that copper is Venus's metal, really. Mars is more iron, truly. Mars is iron. The colors are these reds, definitely red. So if you have an aversion to red, you might need more Mars in your life. Psyche is ambivert. Element of the body is the red marrow inside of your bones. So if you have marrow problems or stem cell issues, get some Mars in your life. Nature is inert. Character is general. Yeah, well, I guess you can be a general. Behavior can be assertive or even aggressive. Coping style can be harsh. Outlook is very idealistic. Karmic lesson is to show patience. Yes, because Mars can be quite impulsive. And the profession is to be an organizer or a manager. So this video is getting very long. Those are all the numbers that I have, 1 through 9. Pluto does not get a number, neither does Eris, neither does Varuna, neither does Sedna. But those are the basic numbers. So I wanted to give that to you and let you know that it really corresponds with the numerology system that my friend Tammy gave to me. In her system, my ultimate number is a 22. It goes with the tarot card, the Fool. For me, that goes back to Uranus in my first house conjunct Isis, like the system buster, the rebel, the revolutionary, the person who has to flip the script on everything. It's not a belief system. It's that we have to revolt and flip the script and find out what's under there. The Fool is, in her system, like the person who has to turn everything upside down, and revolt. So it works perfectly with me being Uranus conjunct Isis. I've had to flip everything upside down to bring back the truth of the mystery schools from the goddess Isis. So I hope that helps you. Everyone is able to study astrology, absolutely everyone. You don't have to be incredibly proficient like me. I'm just put together as an incredible speaker and an astrologer. But I would suggest that if you are going to have your birth chart read with me, your solar return read with me, your asteroids done with me, your numerology done with me, that you also just join the membership and get the 30 videos for $300, which is incredibly low price, folks, for what most astrology costs to learn basic astrology. It's all in whole signs. The houses are not intercepted. And you will find that then you get the right planet in the correct house to understand, oh, I have Saturn number 8 struggling in the second house. That's why I never have any money and feel like I never have any resources. And then you can objectively say, okay, I must have chose that for a reason. Why did I choose that? And figure out what you're doing here with that. Okay, my dears, enjoy our numerology video. Bye-bye.